Do I need to do it as if... Would I just do make it equal to 0 or something to
Yeah.
start off with? Okay.
Yeah.
And then I'm guessing I need to use this to get to the answer of x.
Yep. I'll make
Okay,
it
so
make it quicker.
can I go to the polynomial thing?
Yeah.
And then I got x is 4 or x is 1.
Okay. So when y is equal to 0, x is equal to 4, x is equal to 1.
No, isn't it meant to be -4 or -1? Sorry.
Well, did it say -4 or +4? Because it would have solved it for you.
I don't know if I've written it wrong. So 1. But I said 4 and 1 here.
So that's it.
Okay.
So that's when y is equal to 0. So what part of the graph does that show you?
Does that show you 2 and 2?
Yeah. So that's going to be our 1 and our 4.
Yeah.
Okay. What else do we do?
We can also do...
We can cheat big time. Press equals once more on your graph, on your calculator.
Oh, it says x equals to 5/2 for the minimum.
So for the minimum, x is 5/2.
Yeah.
Press equals again.
And y is, oh my days, y is -9/4.
Why are you saying, oh my days? Because it's too easy.
Yeah, it just seems to, yeah. They literally gave me all the answers just by pressing equals like 2 times.
And so graph is going to look something like that.
Yeah.
So what is that? What number is that minimum? This was 2 and 2.
So the minimum is 5/2.
And in terms of this graph, so we have, these
3.
are 2. So that's 3. So what's left to find?
1.
How do we get that?
And that's just -9/4.
No. So this minimum, the coordinates of the minimum are 5/2 and -9/4.
All right, yeah.
Like it's 2.5 across and then down, by a bit.
To get the y, do I need to sub all of those things into like y equals mx plus c?
Nothing that complicated. For the roots, it's when y is equal to 0. And so for the intercept, it's when x is equal to 0. Or in other words, it's just a y-intercept.
So do I then need to do 0 squared minus 5, 0 plus 4?
Yeah.
And so is the answer just 4?
Yeah. And
Okay.
so that coordinate is 0, 4. And that's it. That made our lives easier. Yeah, so we just let y be equal to 0, solve for x. Let x be equal to 0, solve for y. And then we can just use a calculator to get the minimum. And another way you can find the minimum is by completing the square. Another way of finding the minimum is by differentiating and making it equal to 0 and solving it. The calculator gave us the easy way. I'm happy. 4, 1, 4, and that one. Let's try another. Okay, let's try the same thing again with this one.
So yes, I need to start off with the polynomial thing, don't I?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I got x as 1 plus root 13/4. and x as 1 minus root 13 over 4. Yeah, and that over 4.
Okay.
I mean, like the whole thing.
The whole thing over 4, I wasn't sure. Okay.
And also, just the same as that, just a minus instead of the plus.
I just put a minus underneath it.
And then, do I need to find out the minimum and stuff like that?
Yeah, will it tell you the minimum?
Yeah, the minimum is 1 over 4. And then minus 13 over 4. So those are according to the minimum. Minus 13 over 4. Yeah. And then, do I need to make x is 0 here?
Yeah.
So I just need to do 4. Is the answer just minus 3?
Yeah. I'm getting different stuff. The x squared. So if you put this with the x squared.
Oh yeah. I put into the wrong boxes. Yeah. So. Yeah, I've got the same issue. So I've got 2 plus root 2I over 2.
Yeah, so that's basically an imaginary number.
Okay.
And then same as the other one. So what about the minimum?
It's only giving me a maximum here.
Maximum, sorry, yeah.
It's 1. X is 1. And Y is minus 1.
1 and minus 1. And yeah, you said the y-intercept was minus 3.
Yeah.
So that's when x is 0. And so we have our thing. Will it be U shape or N shape? So what shape will the graph be? Happy face, sad face.
Oh, will it be a happy face?
So that would be if it was a plus x squared.
Right.
This one, the x squared is negative, so it'll be the n.
Right, so...
let's see. So y-intercept is 0 minus 3. So that's in bottom half of the y-axis. Maximum 1 minus 1, 1 right, 1 down. Let's say that's there. And so, oh, wow. Yeah, what's this graph gonna, how will I do the graph? I might just have to make it a bit longer. Much longer. Yeah. So it has to go through both of those.
Yeah.
And the maximum is at 1 minus 1. Let's go, it's gonna be something like that. And any idea why we got the 2 imaginary numbers for the roots?
No.
It's because it doesn't cross the x-axis.
Oh, right. Okay.
So the maximum is down at minus 1, so it never actually gets to 0, and so that's why.
Okay.
And that's what it looks like. So 1 minus 1 is the maximum, and minus 3. If the x squared is negative, then it'll give that n shape. Any questions there?
No.
And you can always just get graphical calculator and use that. Let's see. All right, let's do part B. How would you do that?
So I need to just do the polynomial thing again. So I got x is 3 or -5. And then the minimum of x is the minimum is -1, -16. And then do I need to sub 0 into the x's?
Mm-hmm.
And so is it just -5, y is -15?
Mm-hmm.
And then to draw that into a graph, and then so it intercepts at -15. Yeah. And then the minimum is -1, -6. So it's like on the left and then down.
Okay.
Yeah. And then it goes 3, 3 or -5. So
Yes, let's say that's -5.
yeah,
That's 3.
yeah.
And then the graph is going to look something like that. Yeah. Okay, let's see. Let's try question E.
Okay. So it is x is 7 and x is -1. And when it says the max of, and then it says the max is 316, and then I need to make I need to make the x 0,
Mm-hmm.
so it's just y equals to 7.
Mm-hmm.
And I need to draw it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now I need to just draw into a graph. So it goes up 7 on the y axis,
Yeah.
and then the maximum is 316.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then on the x-axis, it's minus what you put -1 and 7, and then we'll give it like a sad, like an unhappy face and stuff.
Yeah.
So you curve it down. Yeah.
And so that's the best I can do. There we go. That's it. Okay. So any questions about either of those?
No.
Okay, we're good. Let's see. Oh, we have to work in reverse. Okay, how do we work in reverse? How do we do 2a to figure out what the equation was?
So do I need to see that? If
So, yeah, sorry, go on.
do I need to make it like x plus 3 and x plus 5, or x minus 3 and x minus 5?
So it'll be something like that. X minus 5. Yeah, I think that's it, isn't it? Because -3 times -5 gives +15.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's it. So that might have been easier, like more understandable if we were doing it the other way. Oh, they actually want us to do this. Has a minimum of that and passes through 40. Okay. Any idea about this one?
So yeah, it's probably best to draw it. So if you plot 4, 0, and then 5 minus 3, so across and then like down a bit, yeah. And then
something like that. So how do we find? Any idea how we find the other values?
so one of the x values is 4, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
And we need to find the other x value.
Yeah. There's actually something I accidentally skipped ages ago. This one, write down the equation of the line of symmetry. Any idea what the equation of the line of symmetry is for this?
I don't think so.
So this is what the line of symmetry will look like. Any idea what its equation is?
Will it just be like the opposite of 4x minus 2x squared minus 3?
So it's just a vertical line, so it'll be y equals something. No, sorry, x equals something.
Maybe x equals to 1.
Yeah, so that's just x equals 1. And if we go to this one, so 1 and 4, because it's symmetrical, the number halfway between 1 and 4 is 2.5, or 5/2.
Yep.
And same thing here. The number halfway between -5 and 3 is -1. My guess here is that that one has a minimum of 4.
Yeah.
What was that one? 2a? Well, we didn't even have to find its minimum, did we? So how about this one?
Will it be 6?
I think it's 6. Hopefully it is. So what would be the equation?
X minus 4, x minus 6.
X minus 4, x minus 6. And how could you check that that's right?
You could do times minus 4 times minus 6 to get 12. Or
minus 4 times minus 6?
yeah. Oh, 24.
So that's 24. And just fully expanded brackets I would do.
Yeah, so x squared minus 10x plus 24.
And put that in the calculator, see what it says.
So yeah, it says x is 1. No, sorry, x is 6 and x is 4.
And minimum?
5 and minus. The minimum is 5 minus 1.
We were so close. Let's see. So we have to Do they want us to do this by completing the square or something? Let me go back. So these are... Yeah. But see, it's not even minus 1. Let's see this one. So I'll actually do the sketches. Find the values of that. Yeah, let's see. Yeah, A, B. So C is the first one, is it? Yeah, so C. So this one, C, we look at that and we think it might be x plus 3 and x minus 3. And if we expand that, we would get x squared minus 9. But it needs to be minus 18 as the y-intercept. So what would we have to do to get minus 18 as the y-intercept?
Would we have to minus 9 again or something?
I think we'd have to multiply everything by 2.
Right.
So I think it'd be y equals 2x squared minus 18.
Okay.
I can check the answer, but I just want to see this. 18. So that's 3 minus 3, 0 minus 18. Yes, so that's what we can use. So that was C. The graph, C is minus 18. The graph crosses that to that. But C is minus 18, not minus 9. And so we just multiply it by 2. Yeah. Okay, same thing, question D.
So y equals to so x x plus 1 x minus 4,
Mm-hmm.
and now give y equals to x squared minus plus 3 minus 3x minus 4.
Okay. What would be the y-intercept of that?
Minus 1.
Of what we have. If we sub 0 for our x, what would we get?
We would get 4.
And so what would we have to multiply everything by to get minus 1 instead?
We would have to use times. We have times that equation by minus 4. Oh no, times minus 1. Or
well, 4 times what gives minus 1?
yeah. Minus a quarter.
Yes. So I believe it's just going to be everything times minus a quarter. And so that's minus a quarter x squared plus 3 over 4 x, and then that one's minus 1.
Yeah.
Let's check that one out. Minus 0.25, 0.75, just quicker to use decimals. Minus 1. No, that didn't work. Minus 1, the graph crosses there. So x plus 1, x minus 4, x. That's because that should be a minus. Sorry. That should be a minus 4. Yeah, sorry, that should be minus 4. So it's by plus a quarter. Everything's by plus a quarter, isn't it?
Right, yeah.
Okay,
Oh, no. Minus quarter. Actually, I don't know.
so hang on. So 1 times minus 4 is minus 4. And so we need to get minus 1. So yeah, times y plus a quarter. Sorry, just a minus sign I have to get rid of. Minus 0.75. So 4 minus 1. The minimum is... Oh, they're telling me the minimum as well. Oh, I don't even know what the... Yeah, I didn't even need to... Yeah, a quarter minus 2 over 4 minus 1. Yeah, that's working. Okay, so now let's use that method for this one.
So...
They didn't really help me with this one at all, did they? Oh, sorry. They just went straight into this. As a minimum. I'm going to do this by completing the square.
Okay.
So what goes in the bracket so that you're left with a minimum of 5? So you might not remember. It's basically the bracket has to be equal to 0.
Yep.
And so it would be x minus 5 so that you get a 5. I suppose yeah, it's like this one, x minus 5. We need to get that to be minus 3. And if we were to expand this, what would we get? So we'd get plus 25. 22. I'll come back to it. Why did they make my life difficult right in the very last one? There were no similar questions. I'm leaving that one. Okay, quadratic graphs. What do you think?
Maybe like in between half and a tick.
Yeah, so they're all similar to this type, working backwards. But anyway, okay, solve these.
So is it just x equals to square root 1?
What is the square root of 1?
1.
Yep. And is there any other very similar number that when you square it?
Minus 1.
Yeah. Next one.
1. Oh no, 0.
Yeah, and minus 0 is the same as 0.
X squared equals to minus 1. Is that even possible?
No.
Yeah.
And so, how many solutions were there for each one?
2 for the first, 1 for the second, none for the third.
That's it. So that's 2 real roots. This one is 1 repeated root because it's 0 plus 0 and minus 0. And then this one is no real roots because there might be, imaginary number roots. That's it.
Yep.
Okay, how about this?
So x is equals to root 8, which is
It doesn't matter.
okay. X is equals to 1, and then x is equals to nothing.
Yeah. How many solutions were there?
2.
So this one has 2 because it was plus or minus this one.
1,
Square root of 1.
2, sorry.
So that one's going to be, because you could have the same thing again. And then this one was 0. And so which part of the quadratic formula determines the number of solutions you get? Why did we get no solutions for this bottom one?
Because it was equals to a negative number.
And go on, why couldn't you get any solutions for a negative number?
Because 2 of the same numbers times each other don't give negative numbers.
Yes, so you can't square root a negative number.
Yeah.
And so the part that determines it is the square root part.
Okay.
And so basically b squared minus 4ac, if it is, well, I'll let you match these up.
So b squared minus 4ac has no real roots. Oh, sorry. So b squared minus 4ac is bigger than 0, has 2 distinct real roots. And then the middle one goes with the middle one.
Equal, is
I
it?
think. No root, no, oh sorry, 1 repeated root, sorry. And then, yeah, the last one goes with no real roots.
That's it. Yeah, basically if it's negative, no real roots. If it's 0, 1 repeated root. If it's positive, 2 real roots. And they give them different names. This part of the quadratic formula, b squared minus 4ac, is called the discriminant.
Okay.
Match them up.
Okay. So, will the first one be 2 distinct real roots?
Yeah.
Second one, 1 repeated root.
Yeah.
And then third one, no real roots.
That's it. Okay. How about this?
So b squared minus 4ac is 1, 0 will be the third one. Second one will be, oh sorry, b squared minus 4ac is bigger than 0 will be the first one. And then the b squared minus 4ac equals 0 equals to the second middle one.
That's it. Great. Okay. So find the discriminant for the first one and say which one it matches up with.
So want to do quadratic formula here?
Well, you could use the whole formula, but the only part you need to use is b squared minus 4ac.
Yeah. So, so will that be 8 squared minus 4 times 1 times 3? Which is equals to 8 squared. Is equals to 52.
Okay.
So on to the second one now.
Well, which graph does that match up with?
Alright. So 52 is positive. Will it be the second one?
Yes, well done. So basically 52 is greater than 0. So it'll be something squared gives you 52.
Yeah.
And so it'll be plus or minus root 52. So 2 real roots. There they are. And it's a positive x squared. So it's got the n shape. Want to do the last one?
Okay, so then it'll be b squared minus 4ac, and that'll be 2 squared.
What is it, sorry?
Sorry, so 2 squared.
B squared?
Yeah, is b 2.
Ax squared plus bx plus c.
So will it be minus?
So what number is b?
Minus 3.
Yeah.
No, sorry, I'm confused. So I thought that because it's minus 3x squared.
Ah, you're right. I wrote it down wrong. Sorry. Sorry, go on, do what you were doing.
Yeah. So will it be b squared minus 4ac? Will it be
so 2 squared? Yeah.
Minus 4? So 2 squared minus, and then brackets. Oh no, minus 4, and then brackets minus 3 bracket minus 4.
Mm-hmm.
And then right, so the answer is minus 44.
Okay.
So because the answer is minus 44, will it be the first one?
Well, how many roots will there be if b squared minus 4ac is minus 44?
Oh, none.
Yeah.
So it means it'll be the third one.
Yeah, well done. So no real roots, and it's a negative a, and so it's going to be the end shape with no roots. And I suppose if we go back to the first question, we could just put it in the calculator to kind of check the answer. And in this case, it tells us the roots: minus 4 plus root 13 minus 4 minus root 13. So we could just count it ourselves. There's 4 roots. Oh, sorry, there's 2 roots. Do it that way. But sometimes it's not possible because they'll use x. And actually, sometimes they use different language for the middle one. So one repeated root, they sometimes call equal roots. That's when it's equal to 0. So just watch out for that. Okay, how about this?
So so we've got like 2 digits which are 1, 9. But I need to get k.
When do you get equal roots? What does that mean?
Does that mean that like a square root number is equal to that equation? Or
which one is equal roots?
b squared minus 4ac.
Yeah.
I don't know what this one.
Greater than, less than, equal to 0.
Oh, real roots. B squared minus 4ac is bigger than 0.
We want equal roots.
Oh, b squared minus 4ac equals to 0.
Yeah, so it's a different way of saying one repeated root. Okay, b squared minus 4ac is equal to 0.
So
We're trying to find k.
then I could do k squared, and then it's k squared minus 4 brackets 1 brackets 9 equals to 0, and then so I'll make it k squared minus 36 equals to 0, and then k squared equals to 36, and then k equals to 6.
I noticed they said values.
So it'll be minus 6 as well.
Yeah. That's the same one again, I think. Yep. Yeah, there we go. Okay, how about this?
So this means initially b squared minus 4ac is bigger than 0.
Yeah.
So that'll be 4 squared minus 4 brackets 1 brackets k is bigger than 0, and I'll make it 16 minus 4k is bigger than 0, and then minus 4k is greater than minus 16. And do I just need to do k is greater than minus 16 divided by minus 4?
And what would that be?
4.
What happens when you divide both sides of an inequality by a negative? What happens is the sign flips. So k would be less than 4. What sign? You have 1 and 100. What sign goes in the middle?
100 is greater than 1.
And so 1 is less than 100?
Yeah.
Okay. Divide both sides by minus 1. What do you get?
Minus 1. You'll get minus 1 is and minus 100. Oh, so yeah, and then it'll be an incorrect statement, right? Okay.
Yeah. And so if you multiply or divide both sides by a negative for an inequality, the sign will have to flip just because it's just the way it works. Any questions there?
No.
Okay. Yeah, the numbers. Okay, k is less than 4, and that's what we said. K is less than 4. Exam questions. Oh, good. Hang on. Do they get hard? Oh, there's loads of them. Yeah, they get hard. I just want to have a... Alright, we'll do question 2.
So I need to do b squared minus 4ac greater than 0.
Mm-hmm.
And then I need to do 6 squared minus 4 1k greater than 0, and then it'll be 36 minus 4k is greater than 0, minus 4k is greater than minus 36, and then I need to do minus 36 divided by minus 4, which will be 9. And then will it be k is smaller than 9?
Yeah. Let's see. I think it'd be fine for 3. Yeah, let's do this one.
So that means that b squared minus 4ac is equals to 0. And so, do I need to do 8 squared minus 4 s and then s is equals to 0, and then that would be 64 minus 4s squared equals to 0, and then so then it'll be minus 4s squared equals to minus 64, and then s squared equals to minus 64 divided by minus 4, and then s will be, and then you square root 16, and so s is 4.
Something's missing.
Okay.
Anything else squared gives you 16?
Minus 4, sorry, I think I'm missing it.
Yeah. That's fine. And at this point, once you got that thing, A is minus 4, B is 0, C is 64, and you get 4 and minus 4 as your 2 answers. Okay, how about this?
So that means it'll be b squared minus 4ac is smaller than 0. And then it'll be, so minus 4 squared minus 4 brackets 3k, and then it'll be 16 minus 12k is smaller than 0. Then minus 12k is smaller than minus 16, and then minus 16 divided by minus 12, which is 4/3. And then will the answer come out as k is greater than 4/3?
Yeah. Grand. Okay, here we go. Let's try this.
So I need to do b squared minus 4ac is greater than 0. And then
And so what is A, what is B, what is C?
A is 1. B is 3p. And so C is 14p minus 3.
Yeah, and that's because P is just a number. So that will end up with just a number. That will be just a number in front of X and so on. Okay, go for it.
So then so I need to do 3p squared minus 4 brackets 1 brackets 14p minus 3 0, and then that'll come out as that'll come out as it's 3p squared, just the same as 9p. Or,
Yeah, 3p times 3p.
so 9p, yeah, 9p squared.
Yep.
And then minus 56p plus 12 is greater than 0. And then can I do like a quadratic formula here?
You can also do calculator if you press menu and go across to B for inequality.
So, yeah. Oh. And then, so, I have to do 1, don't I?
Yep.
So, I got x is greater than 2 over 6. Oh, I should say, sorry, p is greater than 2 over 9, sorry.
Yeah.
And 6 is great, and p, no, sorry, so p is smaller than 2 over 9, but p is greater than 6.
Yeah, and actually, I think they're just both equal. This was 2 equal roots, so it was actually just equal the whole time.
Oh, okay.
But it'll be the same thing, to replace them with an equal sign.
Okay.
Equal, equal, equal. So p equals, what was it, 2 over 9? And I can check by going into the other one. And I think that's what we just solved, actually. So we just did part B as well. That was 9 minus 56 and 12. Put 6 and 2 over 9?
Yeah.
Or p equals 6. And that was part V. Oh no, sorry. Now we have to solve this now that we know what p is.
So, so now that I know what p is, I just need to sub into that equation.
Yep.
So, x squared plus 3 brackets 2 over 9, and then plus 14. Oh, sorry, 14. So brackets 14. 2 over 9. Minus 3 equals 0.
Yeah.
And so I need to simplify it, don't I? So would.
So you actually don't. So you know how, for what is A for this one?
1.
So A is 1, and then for B you can just put into your calculator 3 bracket 2 over 9 close bracket, and it tells me it's actually 0.6 recurring. So it's just doing it anyway. So you can do the same with the last bit as well.
Okay.
You can always do it separately if you want, but
Oh, you want me to set? Sorry.
no. So yeah, we've gone. What is C? Try putting that in.
And then 14. And then I've got x is minus a third.
Yeah. And so x is equal to minus 1/3. And it's just one answer, was there? Yeah. And that's what we were expecting because it's 2 equal roots.
Yeah.
So that's it. So there were some more for discriminant, but we did there's only one more. So for discriminant, for this next one, it was 2 distinct real roots. So that's when you would do the inequality solver, which makes your life easy. But in general, discriminant all comes back to the quadratic formula. This part here tells you how many solutions you're going to get. If it's a positive number, you're going to get plus or minus, so 2. If it's 0, you're going to get plus 0 minus 0, which is the same, so just the same one twice. And if it's a negative, you can't do square root of a negative, so you get no real roots. And so you can use that for different stuff. Yeah, how was that for you, Andrey?
Yeah, I was good, thank you.
And so did we finish chapter 9? We almost finished chapter 9. Now we just do the worst part, which is applying it to the real world. So how do you feel about discriminants now?
It's 6.
Great. So finish chapter 2 next time to move on to chapter 3?
Yeah.
Okay. Any questions for me in general?
I don't think so.
Alright, well done, Andrey, you did great, and look forward to talking to you again next week.
Alright, thank you. Bye.
Have a good week. Goodbye.